Welcome to the Medium in the Middle podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, the medium in the middle. This podcast is going to walk you through my journey into mediumship and how I came to realize that I could communicate with souls that have passed over. My adventure started just over a year ago when unusual situations started happening to me. It wasn't until I really started to pay attention to them that it all started to come together. I wrote down everything that I was experiencing this past year in a little black book, and this podcast is going to be a recap of all of those memories leading up to where I am today in my mediumship journey. I will be releasing new episodes every Tuesday, and I recommend listening to the podcast in order, starting with episode 1, as my story will unfold more week by week. If you would like to stay connected with me, follow me on Instagram at mediuminthemiddle. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 40. My name is Steph, this is the Medium in the Middle. Thank you for being here. If you are new, welcome. If you press that subscribe button, if you enjoyed today's episode, I release new episodes every Tuesday. And if you are an iTunes user, I would love a rating and a review. If you just leave 5 stars and a few sentences, it really helps me out in the podcast world for more people to find the podcast. So today I have a few mediumship stories for you. They're little ones, but I just want to share what's going on in my world and bring it back to some mediumship stories. So before we get going on today's episode, I did want to pull a card for you guys. Again, I'm pulling from the Colette Baron Reid The Enchanted Map Oracle card deck. And for this week, I got card number 4, Spirit of Place. And the meaning is authenticity is the essence of power. So the full card reading, I'll read it to you. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we all have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says the answers to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is this question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answers you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. This card really resonates for, I think, a lot of sessions I've been having this week. A lot of people are kind of looking outwards for a lot of information that is inwards. So I feel like this is a good one. Card number 4, Spirit of Place. In other news, my website is live. So the mediuminthemiddle.com is now live. You can book distance Reiki sessions, 30 minutes or 60 minutes. And you can also book Akashic record readings. So you can go, the link will be in the show notes. You can click the link and book on there. There's also more information on Reiki, Akashic records. If you live in Banff, I do house clearings. And I also will be back to in-person Reiki sessions, woohoo, as of July 2nd. I'm so excited. So if you are in the area and you want an in-person session, you can also book that online. But I know a lot of you are from all over, so I can still do distance Reiki. So today I am very excited because I'm going to try to get my grandma on the podcast. So I have a story about her and I'm going to bring her on and see if this works. I get a lot of comments that people just love her. So I feel like if you actually hear what she sounds like, you're going to really enjoy it. So bear with me and with the audio. We're doing our best, but I'm very excited to introduce to you my grandma, my Tayta. Her name is Martha, and when I called her the first time to invite her to the podcast, she was praying, and she asked me to call her back in 30 minutes. So I will call her back. Okay, so we have Tayta here on the phone. Tayta, say hi.
Who are you talking to?
The people on my radio show.
And in there or on the telephone?
I'm recording.
Oh, okay.
Say hi.
Hello. How are you?
They don't answer, Tayta. They don't answer. So They like the story of when you swiped away. Remember when you said devil be gone and you swiped it away?
You want me to mention my name or no?
You can mention your name if you want to.
To tell Grandma or no?
Why say Tayta?
Okay, Tayta. Okay, Tayta, go ahead.
All right, do you want to tell the story?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened?
The story is my Tayta, Stephanie Tayta. Well, I had a problem with my back, my shoulder. And Stephanie was here. She rubbed my back, my shoulder. My right hand and arm was hurt. And then she was doing it to me. I said, Stephanie, still this side is hurt. She said, I'll fix it, Tayta, I'll fix it. So she did rub it for me. And then she did a good job, and we did it twice, and it was good. She did it both sides as nice and did it. And I felt it really better before. I was in pain, but they're gone. They're gone for a long time. So she's doing a good job to take care of it.
And then, Tayta, what happened when you tried to do it yourself?
I rubbed myself to reach what I could reach. I reached myself in the back of me, and I was doing it. And exactly the Stephanie was doing it. So I was help. I could help from her. I was getting help, but I felt better. But before that, last couple of years ago, my arm, my shoulder, my leg is really numb and pain. Now, thank God, it's gone. So I don't know when they're coming back or not, my body.
Well, I hope it doesn't come back. But now you know what to do if it comes back.
I don't want them to come back. I want to keep them away. No, you don't want them to come back.
So everybody that listens, they like the story because they said when you told me you swiped it away and you threw it on the ground, they like that part.
Oh. Well, I hope I did a good job.
Well, yeah, I think you did a great job.
Oh, okay. Don't need help for this. That's good. You know, your mother called me and said I said I was doing a prayer where she was here.
Yeah.
I said, don't call her back. She'll call me. Yeah. She didn't call you back.
Yeah, she told me to call you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was sitting here doing nothing. After we finished the prayer, Marcel and his wife walking in.
Oh, you got some visitors.
He just left.
Oh.
No, they said about half an hour and they left. So they're gone.
Okay.
Everything okay with you?
Yeah, everything's good.
Good. Good luck.
All right. Thanks for telling the story.
I love you.
Love you too.
Oh, God. Take care of yourself.
I will.
If you need anything, let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I'll tell your mother to send you the money for the bed.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry.
This is nothing. Oh, God.
Okay. Tell Holtu I say hi.
I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, that was the cutest thing ever. So I think she thought she was giving me a review. It was hard for me to try to explain to her that I wanted her to tell the story about when she swiped it away and threw it on the ground. But I think she thought that she was giving me a review because she kept saying that I did a good job. Oh, she's so cute. But that's little Tayta. If I can figure out some better audio, I'll try to get her on and get her talking because she's hilarious. And yeah, so this is leading into my one story. So I call her on the phone one day and I just happen to be doing dishes. And I'm in the middle of the doing dishes and my mom's there. So we're video chatting. So whenever my mom goes, we can video chat and I can see her and she gets all excited. So we're on the video chat and she sees me doing dishes. They're eating lunch. And out of nowhere, she goes, Stephanie. Like, yeah, Tayta. She's like, I want to know how my mom died. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, ask my mom how she died. And I was like, okay, Tayta, like, you don't know how your mom died? She's like, no. And I want to know. So can you ask her? And I was like, well, like, I can try. And So then I was like, Mom, like, what the hell? Why doesn't she know how her mom died? And my mom was like, well, back in the day, it cost a lot of money to call Canada. It was like $12 a minute. And that was like a long time ago. So they would just call really quick and they would say, hey, your mom's dead. Like, bye. And I was like, so they don't know how she died. And they were like, no. And then I said, Tayta, like, what do you know? And she said, well, I know she had bad hearing and she died of that. I was like, well, I don't think you die of bad hearing. She's like, yep, she couldn't hear. I used to call her and she couldn't hear. And I think that's why she died. And I was like, okay, Tayta, like, I'll try, but I'm here doing dishes and I don't know. So then I said, did you have like a brother that died young as a baby? And she goes, oh, that was George. And then she like, I can see her like hit her sister. My aunt lives with her too. And she says, our brother George, he died as a baby. And I was like, okay, well, like she's showing me that there was a baby there, like right when she died, that she went with the baby. And then she was like, yeah, that was our brother's. And I was like, okay, well, was he small like a baby? Like a small baby, like 1-2 years old. And they think that he was 2, but they don't really remember. That's another story. They thought that he died of the evil eye. That's an aside. I have an evil eye tattoo now. So anyways, and then, so I said, okay, well, she wants you to know that she was with the baby right away. And then they were kind of like eating lunch and not paying attention, and I was doing the dishes, so I was just like, I gotta go. So I hung up the phone, and then I started to get more messages from her mom. And so I started to text them to my mom, and I was like, can you just tell them this? Because there's like kind of a language barrier, and when they're on the phone, they get kind of confused. And so I said, can you just tell her that, like, her mom says all this stuff? And then I'm like, Mom, did you tell them? She was like, no. I was like, oh gosh. So then I call her back the next day and I was like, hey, like, Tayta, remember yesterday when you asked me about your mom? And she was like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, your mom wants you to know that she died quick. Like, she wasn't suffering. Like, she died quickly. And she's like, no, she was sick for a long time. She couldn't hear. And I was like, yeah, but that's like not what killed her. Like, she wants you to know that maybe she couldn't hear, but like she died quickly. She wasn't sick for a long time and then she died. She wants you to know that she didn't suffer. It's really important to know that she didn't suffer. And she said, okay, but I think she was sick because she couldn't hear. And I was like, all right, well, that's what she's saying. And I was like, and she was with the little boy, remember, that I told you about because your brother was there? She goes, yeah, that's my brother. I was like, okay. And then, was your mom's dad passed away before her? And she goes, yeah, he was. And I was like, okay, well, she wants you to know that he was there too, like her dad and then her son, so your brother. They were all there and there together when she died. And she wants you to know that she wasn't too sick for too long, so she didn't suffer very long. And then she goes, oh, okay, well, that's good to know. And then that was it. She was like, oh, okay, that's good to know. And then she was just done. And I was like, okay, Tayta, like, bye. So it was just like this really cute thing. And she asked me out of nowhere. She once asked me, so her husband's been passed, my grandpa, for how many years, I think 11 years, 12 years, 13 years, a long time. I was in university when he passed away. So anyways, sometimes she'll say, what does John have to say? And the only thing that my grandpa ever says to her is that she better quit acting like she's gonna die because she's not dying anytime soon. And he always says, I don't want to see you anytime soon. So like, you better get used to living, kind of thing. And he always like says it in this kind of like stern way. And she's like, is John mad at me? I was like, no, Tayta, he just wants you to know that like, you're not dying, so you better quit acting like it. She's like, oh, well, I'm done here. I'm done. I'm tired. And I was like, well, Jiddu says you're not done, so you better get used to it. And then she laughs. That's Tayta Martha. That's my little sweetie. I call her every day. And she was talking about buying me a bed because I'm moving. She really wants to buy me a bed. And I was like, Tayta, I can get a bed. It's okay. And she was like, I'm going to send you the money. No, I'm going to get your mom to send you the money. I was like, okay, get mom to send me the money. So that's the little cutie pie. I'm sorry the audio was awful, but I had her on the phone and I had it up to the microphone. And although I did test it, I guess when I did it this time, it made that weird buzzing noise, which was super annoying. But she's on a podcast. She'll never know what this is. I tell her it's a radio show because I can't even try to explain what a podcast is. So I just tell her once a week I have a radio show, and then I tell stories about her, and people like her, so they wanted to hear from her. That's why she was saying hello to you guys. Okay, so the other story that I wanted to tell or share with you here on the podcast was I've been doing online sessions. You guys know this. I was doing distance Reiki, and normally in my in-person Reiki, I always kind of give the like, I'm also a medium speech. If any messages come up, do you want them? But with online, I've been really trying to like just keep it Reiki, and I've always almost just been like shutting off the mediumship lens, because I want it to be separate, and also if people are booking Reiki for a reason, and I also don't offer mediumship yet for a reason. So anyways, so I had a client and we had a really great session, and then a few days later I had someone else book. And I remember thinking, oh, how'd that guy sneak in? I thought I had enough. I thought I was full for the rest of the weekend. And then when I went to go open up the login, it was like the same name as a client that I had the few days before. And I was like, uh-oh, like, did I do something wrong with my Zoom link? Like, what's going on? And then this man pops up, and I was like, I'm sorry, I thought I had the wrong Zoom link because it was a different name that came up. And he was like, oh yeah, my wife came earlier and she highly recommended you, so she told me to book a session. And I was like, oh wow, like that's so cool and so nice. So I gave my little speech and whatever, and then he said that he had never done Reiki before, and that he was just super open for anything to happen. And then he said, and if there's any messages, I would like to have them. And like that kind of got the balls rolling because no one had said that yet. In person, people will say that, but I just hadn't had that happen on video. And I was like, oh, okay, because I didn't know what he knew about me because his wife had recommended me. So anyway, so we get started, and right away I can feel like a father figure very, very strongly. So I was like, do I tell this guy about a father figure? Like, his first time Reiki too much? Is this going to be overwhelmed? Like, what if he thinks I'm kind of crazy? Like, I don't know what if his wife didn't tell him that I was a medium? Like, what if he's just here for relaxation? All the things that you think. And then the father figure was so strong. I'm like, I have to ask because I think it's his dad or his grandpa on his dad's side, but it was really feeling like dad's side dad. So then I was like, is your dad passed away or grandpa on your dad's side? Like you had mentioned, you were open for messages. And he was like, yeah, both. And I was like, oh, okay. Can we go down that path? Like, and he was like, yeah. So we just talked, and like the dad came through with a few messages. He'd said that he had passed away when he was young, or like younger than normal. I think he said he was in his 50s, and he had been passed for a while. And I said, do you have a brother? And he said, yes. And I was like, does your brother have 2 kids? And he said, yes. And I said, were the kids born like after your dad had passed? And he was like, yes. And the dad was talking about something red in grass, and he just kept like showing me like red shoes or like red wheels, like something in grass, and we couldn't quite place the information. And I like kept coming back to this piece of info, but it like wasn't landing and it wasn't making sense. And I was like, I'm sorry, I have no idea. All I'm seeing is like grass and red. So like I thought maybe red shoes, like was he a golfer? Like I don't know, but he was like, no. So anyway, so it was like just this few pieces of information, and it wasn't a lot, like it wasn't a lot of messages. And at the end of it, I was like, oh my gosh, that was the first time that I've done it over video chat for a client. And it was super interesting because even though the spirit didn't talk a lot, he did say some things, because then I said, well, is there any questions that you have for your dad? And he was like, no, they were kind of all answered in what he said. And I was like, oh, like, okay, that's super interesting. And I was just thinking, like, I've been having such like not wanting to do mediumship online. It's just like not calling my name, and I'm practicing, and I am practicing, like I mentioned a few episodes ago, where there is a friend that I have in Vancouver where we practice on the phone, and it works for me and her, but it just like was never in a client setting because I really try to like keep that off or keep that separate. So it was super interesting, and I was like, wow, like this will work if I want it to work. And this will, like I can connect even when I'm just over a Zoom call which of course you always doubt yourself and you always second guess things, but this one was just like a little taste, a little dibbly do, a little something where I was like, like maybe I do need to think about this more. And I am taking a mediumship course I mentioned in the last episode. So it's a 6-week course where we practice with others, and it's led by the Squamish medium. She was also on the podcast. So I do have a lot to learn and I'm excited, but when we were all saying hello in the group, I couldn't believe how many people I recognized. Hello to everyone in the group. But she wrote on my little introduction, like, we're going to get mediumship readings on your website soon. And I was like, like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And I don't know if I want that. But this little sprinkling of a little teeny message in a Reiki session was like super cool. I'm like, maybe I do. And maybe, yeah, it's just got me thinking about it. So I'm excited for the course. I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on and what I'm learning. But so far, we are being paired with people, and then we have to arrange practice sessions with them, and we have circles every week together, and then we have lectures together. So Danielle knows a lot, and I am learning a lot from her. I have like pages and pages of notes from, we had a 2.5-hour session, and it feels very foreign to me to be investing into mediumship, like my time, my money, my energy. And it's so interesting because I'll do a Reiki course, no problem. I'll do an Akashic record course, no problem. I've done like 3 different yoga trainings, and I'm always interested in learning like whatever I can, like a crystal course, sign me up. But then when it's something that I'm interested in and I want to grow, there's like so much hesitation where I'm just like I don't want to. And it's just like, you have to be uncomfortable. You grow in the uncomfortable. And I was even thinking, I'm like, why do I have so much resistance against like this course? I should be excited like any other course. You're excited to be there. You want to pay attention. But it's just because it makes me so uncomfortable and I'm so not in my element. And I know that I have to practice because you can't just be good at everything, Steph. It's just one of those things you just have to do. And I had a Akashic record reading today where this was kind of the theme of it, of you have to practice and do things, and the path isn't always going to be easy, like wherever you choose to go. And I think because it was so easy with Reiki for me, and because the beginning of my journey was so, you could say easy, like it was free flowing, now that I'm like actually wanting something and wanting to develop it, it's like the road's getting bumpy, and I was like, oh, like I don't want to. But I know that I have to invest time in it to get better. Like I'm not magically going to be able to channel for longer than 20 minutes if I don't practice. And like Danielle also mentioned that she's like, you have to work on your connection to make it longer and longer. And I know that I'm good with names, and I know that I'm good with ages, and I know that I'm good with the way people passed. But then like, what's the message? Like there's so much more you can dig deeper into, and there's so much more to mediumship and just learning about. She said something really interesting in the course. She said that we're dealing with people with broken hearts. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I never thought about that. Like I never thought about, you always think about the soul and trying to get information and trying to get evidence and trying to get their name right and trying to whatever. But I was like, the person sitting in front of me has a broken heart, and we're literally talking to their loved ones. And it's almost so surreal. You like forget that part, but it is like a really big responsibility. So I'm really interested to see what I'm going to learn over the next 6 weeks and what I'm going to kind of like release, because I'm definitely holding on to a lot of fear and I'm stubborn. So I just like to be good at things right away. And when I'm not, I'm just like, ugh. So if you are in the course and listening, I'm excited to learn with you over the next 6 weeks. I know some people might be intimidated that I'm in the group, but I say it all the time. I'm just a beginner. I've only been on this mediumship journey for like 2 years. Like just 2 years, I think, last month. And I'm still new and I still have so much to learn, and I haven't invested any time in it, and I haven't done any courses. I used to go to like try to find circles all the time, but they were all just awful. I still need to talk about that on a podcast, but I never had a good experience in any of the circles that I went into. So this seems legit. The feeling is good. The vibe is good. And I'm really excited to see where it goes. So I'll keep you guys posted. But I wanted to share those 2 little stories about my Tayta and wanting to know about her mom, and then about the first little online session connection, because my podcast is called Medium in the Middle and I want to talk about mediumship stuff too. But right now, so many other things are going on, like Akashic Records were going on, and Reiki is going. I get to start back working on humans in July. I'm so excited. And just, yeah, there's so many other things that I'm not just mediumship, but I always want to kind of keep you guys informed on my journey and what's going on, because that's what we're here for, right? And also, I think it supports other people's growth, because they need to know that we all go through it, and we all start somewhere, and we all begin somewhere. So my journey, yes, you've all been listening to me on the podcast for almost a year, but 2 years into something, like, if you think about it, you go to college for 4 years before you can even get a job in anything. So I'm really only 2 years in, like part-time. So I need to bump up to full-time investment if I want this to be my jam. And I think I do. I really do. Like, I want to keep Reiki for sure, because I love it, and it's my baby, and it's my superpower, and it's just so good. But mediumship is another way as well that can connect me with people and help others, and yeah, really help them deal with their broken hearts and know that there's life after this life. And just like that's that comfort level of being like, hey, your dad knows about your kids. That's incredible. I just think it's really incredible how these little messages can really shift people's lives. So that was my update for today. Thank you for listening. If you're an iTunes user, again, I would love a rating and a review. It just takes 2 moments. The website's live, people. The website is live, www.themediuminthemiddle.com. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. And I will be back next Tuesday with a new episode, recording from my new house. So this will be the last one that I record here, which is kind of weird because I like this recording spot. I'm right beside a big window. And in my new house, I have this little nook, so there's no windows. So that's okay, but I like my window. So I'll be recording from the new house. And I still have to sage it and smudge it and do a whole house clearing, but I know it's going to take me like hours because I'm a freak, and whenever I do my own space, I'm just like, oh, gotta get the corner of the closet. Like, gotta get underneath the sink. Gotta clear the laundry room. I'm like, okay, relax, Steph. Like, and then I got a bunch of stuff that was like gifted to me from different people. So I know I have to clear it all. Just if you're listening, if someone gifts you something, just clear it. Just get rid of their energy before it becomes your energy, before you put your things on it. Like, I've bought almost everything used. I tried to buy as much used as I could, except for that one IKEA trip. So I literally need to sage every single piece in my house. And it doesn't mean that the item is bad, or it doesn't mean there's bad energy on it. It's just not your energy. It's like borrowing a shirt from someone and then not washing it. You're not saying they're dirty. You're just like, no, I want to wash it. Like, it's just like that. Maybe I'll like record some of it. I'm working on YouTube, guys. I'm working on it. It's going to happen. I promise. It's just slow, very slow. And hate being on camera, but I'd like being on camera. But like, it was like this weird balance of like recording your face. I'm fine with people hearing my voice, but then once you see my face, I like my face. I'm just, okay, I'm done. I digress. So YouTube is coming. I will record my house clearing. I think that will actually be cool, because I do offer it as a service if you live in Banff or Canmore, or somewhere I can drive to. And I think people are interested in it too. Like, I get a lot of text messages about people like, what do? I have a spirit here. Tell them to go away. You have a spirit in your house and they're bothering you, and you don't have someone like me that that can come get rid of them for you. Just tell them to go away and be stern. Like, leave my house. Stern. You need to mean it. Okay? Okay, that is all. Thank you for listening. If you are a new listener, welcome. Thank you for listening. If you press subscribe, I release new episodes every Tuesday, and I will see you all next week. Bye, guys.